Gentlemen, I'm coming to you live again with another episode of Felons Talk. So today, I'm in my car, obviously. There's a massive backup on I-95. I don't know what's going on. It was crazy this morning. It's still crazy. I thought they would have cleared it up by now, but apparently not, man. It's crazy. Anyway, what I was going to talk about was the Cornbread Mafia, the Southern boys. And apparently, when I talked about it the other day, somebody thought about John Ransom and the whole deal with the Sherry murders and all that stuff. I don't know much about any of that. I know John Ransom was in Atlanta when I was there. I mean, his name was on the call out every single day for something. I never seen a name that I could remember as well as I could remember his name, because every day he was on the call out for something. And I just name stuck in my mind because of that. But there was many guys that I would consider Dixie Mafia guys. There was Kenneth Woods, Treetop, they called him. There was Hack and Smooth. Man, there was a whole bunch of guys from down south. Hacksaw Jones. In fact, I was there when Hacksaw escaped from Atlanta. He left in a boxcar, and he had a dummy in his bed, and that dummy, they counted the dummy at the 4 o'clock count, and that changed the, I believe it was in October of '77. Yeah, I believe that was when they changed the rule about stand-up count in the federal system. After they counted that dummy in his bed, after that, everybody in the federal system, every prison, even Lowe's and the camps had to stand for count after that. And that's been over 50 years almost 50 years ago. But yeah, that affected how they handle the count. Was funny thing though, they found a rope hanging from the roof of A block, and it was speculated that rope was how he got out. But that would have been crazy, because there's a guard tower right in front of A block. So how's he going to come out and go all the way down without the guard tower seeing him, right? But somebody put it there after he went out in the boxcar. You see what I'm saying? And basically what the boxcars do is they come in through the south gate of the Atlanta Penitentiary. They back the car up to the docks, and they load it with Unicor supplies, whatever they were making in Unicor. That's how they would transport Unicor products all over the United States. They do it on the rail system. And as long as the count cleared, then they would pull the car out of the boxcar out of the south gate, and it would be allowed to continue its journey into the rail system and distribute the whatever it had to distribute. So when Hacksaw left, he was gone a good little while too, man. He was gone for like a few months, and he had a great little story. Hacksaw had a good story, man. Apparently Hacksaw had robbed a jewelry store in the Galleria down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but it wasn't a real robbery, okay? It was a setup robbery. The guy who owned the store paid him to come in and rob the store. and he was supposed to split the stuff up, and then he was going to get his insurance company to pay him back. But Hacksaw beat him and kept everything. So he reports the robbery and he presses charges. See, I believe they caught Hacksaw in like Louisiana and he escaped jail. And then they caught him somewhere else, and he said, "All right, I'll take you to where the jewelry is. I have it stashed out in the woods here, outside of Atlanta. Okay, outside Atlanta." So they said, "All right, well." So they take him, and he takes him out into the woods. There's got FBI agent. There's a federal marshal, right? And Hacksaw, you know, he's out there. He said, "Okay, it's around here someplace." And he's going through the woods. He's looking. He's saying, I think it's around here. It's around right over here somewhere." And all of a sudden, he drops down and he pulls a gun out. Somebody had planted a gun for him in the woods there, right? And basically, Hacksaw, you know, he cuffed up the marshal and he cuffed up the FBI agent, cuffed them to a tree, took their guns, and he ran and he took off. You know where they caught this dummy? Downtown Atlanta at a Holiday Inn. That's where he was when they caught him. If you're smart enough to get that far, you should be smart enough to get a lot further than that, right? Well, can't blame the guy, man. He did his best. But okay, and then they ended up, so he ended up with, I don't know, a total of about 17 years. Actually, he had time from the state of Florida, and he had federal time mostly for escapes and stuff that he did while he was incarcerated. He never hurt anybody. But the thing was, it's getting hot in this car, man. Whew. Anyway, put the air conditioner on. How about that? Oh, shit. Did I put the air conditioner on? Yeah. Anyway, Hacksaw gets away from United States Penitentiary, Atlanta. I'm guessing now the date was sometime in October of 1977. He got out in a boxcar, man, and somebody threw that rope off the roof to confuse but it didn't really confuse anybody because they found the dummy in his bed. They knew that the dummy was counted, and that was the reason why the escape was made good. I guess they figured out that he went out in a boxcar and that the rope was just a ruse to throw them off a little bit. But they caught him several months later passing funny money in a bar in San Diego. Apparently he had a bunch of it, and he was giving it to the barmaid, and she was sticking it in the drawer and taking out real money. And apparently that created it just drew attention. All this funny money was coming out of this particular place, so it drew attention, and I guess the girl gave him up, and that's how he got caught. But anyway, Hacksaw was like, he became an author. He wrote a book called Hacksaw, his life story. He was a pretty good guy. I wonder if he's still alive. He'd be quite old, man. I think he was a bit of an alcoholic, too. He never went back to prison, as far as I know, when he got out. But here's the most interesting thing about him. For years and years, he was writing letters to Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London was the people that were insuring this jewelry store that he supposedly robbed in Fort Lauderdale. But the guy who collected the insurance, the owner of the store, he had done this like 5 times. He did it before Hacksaw, and he did it after Hacksaw. So finally what happened was they caught him. They finally caught this guy. And Hacksaw was the reason that they caught him, you know. And by that time he had made millions of dollars by scamming the insurance company of Lloyd's of London. So the judge in Florida threw his case out. Took I think he had like 45 years down there. He had a 45-year sentence. Man got free. He got completely free. And he got out. He finished writing his book, and he's written some other books after that. And I saw him the last time I saw him, and I told him when I saw him too. I said, next time I see you, you're going to be on some TV show, and you're going to be touting your book, dude. You know what I mean? And that's when I seen him. I seen him on Truth or Consequences. I guess it was in the about the early 90s sometime. He came on Truth or Consequences. And then he was on another show, one of those talk shows, Mike Douglas show or something like that. No, Phil Donahue show. He was on the Phil Donahue show. And it was about, you know, making money by writing about your criminal activity, and how that was supposed to be illegal because, you know, you're not supposed to be able to profit from your criminal activity by writing about it. And so, and he was he was a real gentleman about it too, because he was like, you know, he said, listen, man, I don't even feel I don't feel as though I have a right to you know, to go against the people's feelings, because they have a right to feel the way they do, and I just, you know, I don't really have much I can say in regards to, you know, like defending myself, because he felt, you know, that, you know, the people were actually right, you know, that you shouldn't be able to get money. But I don't know what ended up happening to Hacksaw. I know he did write another book after that, and I'd like to find out what happened to him. If anybody knows what happened to Hacksaw Jones, let me know. Leave it in the comment section, man. He was a good man. I liked that dude, man. I liked him. He's a good dude. So is a lot of the good Southern boys from down there. What I liked mostly was what the hell happened here? Oh, okay. I thought I got cut off or something. What I liked about them was they was old bank robbers, and they would rob them country banks. This is before, you know, before they had cameras and all these other high-tech surveillance and stuff. And they would rob these country banks, and they'd come to Atlanta and they'd party. They used to go down Stewart Avenue in Atlanta where all the strip clubs were, and they'd spend their bank money. They'd rob drugstores, and you know, they'd be, yeah. Oh man, let me see. There was one really important guy. What was his name? They broke him out of the Atlanta Fulton County Jail. Back when Fulton County was only 2 stories tall, back in the day. The new one is like really big, the one that they got on TV, but that ain't the old Atlanta Fulton County Jail anymore. That was a different jail. But what was his name? What was the guy's name that they broke out of there? He was a big shot in the Dixie mob. Damn, I can't remember his name. I'm gonna think about it later. I know. They caught him about 4 years later, landing a plane full of marijuana in Texas, while while he was still on escape and wanted by the FBI. He was on the 10 most wanted list. Oh my God, I can't think of his name, man. But that's what those guys did, man. They would break each other out of jail, man. They were you know, they were in there. They were friends. They weren't rats. They held their mud. They looked out for each other. They had a code, man, and I kind of respected the dudes, man, because they were, you know, they weren't tough guys. They weren't murderers, you know. They were just good old boys who liked to have fun. They liked to rob banks and party, get high, chase whores. Yeah. So anyway, leave me some comments. Ask me some questions. Damn, remember that guy's name for me. Who was it? Was it Foster Sellers? That's who it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Also, I did time with, what's his name? The Dawson boy. The Dawson boy. Yeah. I was in Marion Control Unit with him. I don't know what he was in the control unit for, but we got drunk together. Anyway, I'm tied up in traffic. I'm gonna cut this video short and post it. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Leave some comments, ask some questions, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.